and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 332, and before we get started, I am wearing a crocheted short sleeve top that is called Calaheo, and I crocheted this in Comfy Cotton Blend. I did it a couple years ago, so I really don't remember what the color was, but let me move the camera so you can see it. So here you can, it's kind of a crew color, and then it has little flecks of other colors in it. So that's what it looks like. So I have a ton of finished objects for the craft fairs that Kim and I are going to be doing this year. So let's get started because, yes, I have a whole bunch. First, we have 3 little whales. There's one whale. See, that's their little back fins, and they've got little front, well, side fins. So we have one, and we have, this was the first one I did, and I got his eyes a little too far apart, but I think it'll still work. He's a little bit bigger also. And then we have the third one. So yes, we have 3 little whales, and they are so soft. And this yarn was yarn I got from the Dollar Tree. Came in a pack of 12, and the white and the gray are both from them. And if you missed the video where I did a review of that yarn, that was last Wednesday's video, you can click the link right here and that will take you over to it. Then I made a little white loaf cat. That's its tail. So I have some gray loaf cats. Loaf because they kind of look like a loaf of bread. I have gray and I have white. So I have 3 loaf, oops, that one's upside down. 3 loaf cats so far. And then the hamsters became a herd. We have little hamsters. I'm using basically the same pattern for all of these. I'm just making them smaller or bigger. So we have 2 little hamsters here, and hamsters don't have tails, so they just have like a little point where their bottom would be. So there's 2 little hamsters that are brown, and then I have 3 little pink hamsters, and they are made with kind of a nubby pink and white yarn that I had just in my stash. I got it at a yarn recycle, well, it's a craft recycle store, so it did not have a ball band. I have no idea where it came from. So we have 3 hamsters, so we have a herd. And then lastly, I got some yarn from Temu, and I'll talk about it in a minute. I made a little pig, and she's gonna be washing out the color here, but there's a little snout right here. I do need to stick 2 like French knots here to make her little nostrils of her pigness. And she is super soft. I didn't quite know how to get a curly tail because this yarn is extremely thick. So to try to do any kind of chain stitch, it would be way too thick to do a regular little curly piggy tail, so I just knotted it in the back. So there is a little pink pig. Now the yarn itself, like I said, I got from Temu. It comes like this. I have no idea on the yardage or anything like that about it, what weight it is. It is like super bulky because this is the yarn I was using, which is this Just Chenille from the Dollar Tree. And this yarn weight is a 6. Okay, that's a 6. This has got to be like a 7 or an 8. It's twice as thick. You can see here. This one I crocheted. I started off with a 6 and then I went down, or I started with a, what am I using now? I think I'm using a 6, 5.5 or a 6. It's not a 6. What am I using? I'll put here what it is I'm using. I started with a little bit larger crochet hook, which you can see here, and then I went down to a smaller crochet hook when I did the whales, and you can see that the difference in the stitch size. So yeah, I forget what it is, but I will insert it. This one, however, I am using, because it is so thick, I am using an L, which is an 8mm hook, in order to yeah, to be able to do it. And I have, like I said, I have no idea how many yards are in it, but I've made this pig, which is a pretty good size, and this is how much is still left. So I've got about half of the skein, because here's what the skein looks like when I got it. So I've used about half, maybe, yeah, about half. And it is just as soft as this chenille. Well, maybe not quite. It's pretty close. This is slightly softer, but not by much. So that's what I am working on as far as finished objects. Now let me show you what I have for my works in progress. I only have 2 at this point. One is my sweater, and this is a bottom-up sweater. Right now it's very boring because I'm just going around and around and around. There's no design or anything because the design is up at the bodice part. So with this, I was doing this during a meeting this week, so I only got a few rows here. So there you can see it. I got about 5 or 6 rows. So yeah, that is, I didn't get as much done on it this week. My socks, however, last week when I showed them to you, I had one where the heel was done, the other one I was working on. I am almost at the toes on both of them, and this is Knit Picks Felice yarn, and this is called Friendly Skies. So yeah, I like the colors in this, and I like Felice yarn. It's really, really soft. It's very easy to work with, very nice to knit with. So I'm getting ready to start the toes, so next week I should have another pair of socks done. And then I might stop the socks because right now it's getting warm. It's like 93 degrees today, so I don't think I'm going to be needing to wear wool socks anytime soon. Sometimes when I go to bed at night I put them on because my feet tend to be cold, but yeah, I don't have socks on when it's 93 degrees out. So that's what I have been working on this week. What have you all been working on? Now our upcoming videos, Tuesday's video is going to be showing you what is in my fabric stash. I haven't sewn for a while. I've used the yarn, or used my sewing machine, which is actually what the camera is sitting on. You know, we have high-tech products here, so you know my camera stand is my sewing machine, and so I have it sitting, and it's main purpose lately, but I do have a bit of material that I'd like to make some dresses with. So I'm going to show you some of the material I have and some of the patterns I plan to make with. Just not sure when I'm going to get around to it because I keep buying dresses from Temu. I've been real happy with what I've gotten. I just got another one in the mail today. Yeah, I can buy them cheaper than I can make them at this point, so I haven't made any lately. So, but we're going to talk about what I've got in my fabric stash. So that will be Tuesday's video. Wednesday's video, I did a video about a month ago maybe, showing what yarn I was selling for from my knit crates. In the past there were yarns that I was not going to use for anything, and so I was cleaning out the stash a little bit, and so about half of it is gone. I do still have some left, so it is up for sale over on eBay. So Wednesday's video I'm going to show you what I have left, and I did end up lowering the price some on some of it, other than because I started off, I was selling it to you all at a cheaper rate than what I was going to list it on eBay. But when I listed on eBay, some sold and the other has been relisted twice, so I dropped the price a little bit. So yeah, if you're looking for a decent deal on some knit crate, I will give you the links where you can find it. And yeah, so that will be Wednesday's video. So what am I reading? I don't know how I do this, but I have more than one book going on at a time. Last week I was reading Aunt Dimity and the King's Ransom. Well, I finished that the other day. It was an audiobook, so I was listening to it when I was traveling back and forth to work, because for me to travel to work is about 35 to 40 minute drive. So yeah, I listened to that. That was one of my favorites of the Aunt Dimity stories. And in that, the main character and her husband are going away for a romantic weekend. They get separated because he has to stop to do some business dealings, and he's going to meet her at this little bed and breakfast, and in the middle of it a hurricane hits and she gets stranded in this little town, and he gets stranded with a grouchy client. So yeah, it was fun. There were secret passageways. The King's Ransom is a inn that she ends up staying at. And so she starts solving the mystery of what's going on at the inn, and some history of smuggling going on, and possible smuggling continuing to go on. So it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. It was one of the best ones that I had read so far. So then I am listening to another book. Now this one is a yarn-related cozy mystery. Cozy mystery means it's a murder mystery without all the blood and guts and graphic stuff. So this one is by Peggy Earhart, and it's called Irish Knit Murder. And that one, so far there was a lady who was getting up at a St. Patrick's Day festival, whatever, and she was singing to the seniors, and they found her dead in the dressing room. And so now they're trying to find out what happened to her. So I haven't gotten too far into the story. I'm about a third of the way through. But yeah, so they're investigating that, and yeah, so that's all I know so far. I have no idea what's going on other than that with it. And then I am listening in the car, because I'm listening to that one on my computer. And then I'm listening to one in the car called Aunt Dimity and the Heart of Gold. And that one I just got started on. I'm only like on the first, I think I just finished the first disc, and it's pretty good so far. I'm really enjoying that one. And then I'm reading Aunt Dimity and the Village Witch, and that one's getting really good because she finds it turns out to be her future mother-in-law, but she doesn't know it at the time, moves into the village, and she's a famous artist. And in the middle of all this, the lady moved there for she wanted to find out, kind of solve a mystery for her deceased brother, who was doing some research that there had been found some documents hidden in some of the chimneys and fireplaces of the village of Finch, which is in the Cotswolds where this whole story takes place. And there's parts of this document, and she's trying to put it together. Her brother was in the middle of doing it when he passed away, so she's determined she's going to finish solving the mystery of the village witch of Finch. So, and it's like these documents have been hidden for like hundreds of years at this point, and it's just fragments of things. So they're going around on a treasure hunt around the village, trying to come up with clues to figure out what this document is all about. So it's been really interesting so far too. I will put a link down in the Amazon, link in the description box if you want to check these out. But you can also probably get them at your local library. That's where I'm getting mine at. But yeah, if you want to buy a copy, I will put the links down below. I could not find a link for the King's Ransom though. So I did try to find that and couldn't find it anywhere. So anyway, that is what I am reading. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section, I put a short little video out earlier this week because there was a Lovecraft sale going on. It is their largest sale of the year, where they mark things up to 70% off. So that is over at Lovecrafts. The links to all of these sales are down below in the description box. Lion Brand is offering 25% off of their yarn and their kits, and if you sign up for their free emails, you can also get points, and when you can turn those points in. As you buy things, you get points, and you can turn those points in like for store credit type of thing. So they're offering double points as well right now. You do need to use a coupon code JUN25DP. So June 25% off and double points. So JUN25DP. And the sale runs until the 5th of June, and it ends at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is Lion Brand. And then Knit Picks has 20% off. This is their yarn of the month. It's called Mystic, or no, not Mystic. It's Mighty Stitch Yarn. It is selling right now with the 20% discount. It is selling for between $3.99 and $4.99 a skein. It is a worsted weight, and the fiber content is 20% superwash wool and 80% acrylic. So yeah, it is a worsted weight. So that is over at Knit Picks, and you do not need a coupon code or anything. It's already marked down. So that will be on sale all month long, because that is their sale of the month for what their yarns are. So that is what is for sale right now that I am aware of. I will let you know if I find out anything else that comes up on sale. And I will see you again on Tuesday and on Wednesday. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everybody. The hamsters say goodbye too.